All right. 8 images. So somebody got another one in.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's that strange orphan from Trisha. I don't know.
I'll read it.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you see what I see? I worry a bit that I'm losing my mind, seeing creatures everywhere that aren't really there. I'm prone to pareidolia, defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary online as the tendency to perceive a specific, often meaningful image in a random or ambiguous visual pattern. I want to know if others can see them too. Hence, I present a curated selection of them to you in this portfolio. Do you see what I see?
Okay, I've got a point right now. I don't know if you notice at the top of the screen in your, I don't know, can you see my cursor?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, there's no question mark there.
Can I put one in?
Yeah, if you put it in all your images.
You have to put it in all your images, including the one that is the name of it. And it
Yeah,
can,
and the only reason I haven't done it is I thought we couldn't use those characters.
how we can't. It's
Okay, so
Yeah.
but it could be really
So
careful because
I don't think it's going to hurt unless a judge looks at it and is picky.
I'm thinking it's almost better without it. It's not, it's not a title that's displayed anywhere.
Right,
It's just
right.
the name of the
Are they dumping file names?
It's displayed on the screen when you use the image competition manager, but then it goes away after a minute.
but
it's an easy fix. I don't mind fixing it.
you'll see it on the first your first single.
Yeah, I'll just open up and just go through them and change it. That's fine. Thank you.
Any other comments?
How's the spacing? I did change it.
I think it reads well.
Yeah, it's
Me too. I like the black with the white.
Looks good. Yeah,
it's cool. It's good.
You could try right and left justified to see if you like that better or not.
Okay.
Anything else? Okay.
This
Awesome.
is great.
Welcome to my world.
Oh, funny.
Very good. Very
Wonderful.
atmospheric. He looks like he's waiting for a hug.
yes.
And it's a nice intro, like you're welcoming. You're
It's like he's going, ta-da, look at me.
The mummy. Let me think.
I love this one.
Crew cut kid.
Are these shot or did you
Generally as shot. There are some modifications, but mostly as shot. Well, aren't you sweet?
And you could put a question mark or an exclamation point if you'd like.
Good point.
Yeah, I don't think so. Just a little worried. Woohoo!
Reminds me of those cartoons where the eyes come out.
Yeah, this one, for
with the sound
example,
effects.
I wanted the little stick-up thing to look like an arm, so I put 2 of them in. Before there was only one.
Nice going.
Yeah, good job.
Looks great.
Looks natural. Like
Yeah,
it's-
it's good.
Masked welder.
I like
Could have called him Freddie the Masked Welder.
Sleepy pelican.
Yeah.
Sheesh. That's my overview.
And the answer is yes.
Yeah. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then there's one more that I'm considering.
Oh.
Steve, do you have it or no?
If, did you enter it into competition?
Yeah, and I put it as 13.
Ah, okay,
I think we'll come to it in a few minutes.
yeah,
Oh, no.
it's probably,
Maybe that's the one. All right.
so, do you want to read it or shall I?
Oh, I'll go ahead. That's fine. Thank you. The architectural allure of Frank Lloyd Wright's Marin Civic Center. The Marin Civic Center, Frank Lloyd Wright's largest public project, is a masterpiece of architectural design, showcasing sensuous curves and circular motifs. Removing the color from the images allows the viewer to focus purely on the architectural elements and emphasizes the unique forms and the interplay of light and shadow, highlighting Wright's genius in creating spaces that are both functional and aesthetically pleasing.
Nice.
Yeah, real nice.
It's nice. I would say though that last paragraph is really one long sentence. Maybe it could be broken into 2 sentences.
Like shadow period. this
Yeah,
time.
like if you put a period after interplay of light and shadow, period,
Right.
and say
then-
this highlights Wright's genius in creating spaces
Mm-hmm. Good feedback. Thank you.
or something like that.
Although it didn't bother me.
No.
I see that it is a long sentence, but it read well, so.
Yeah, those commas really help. So it's not hard to get through.
And you've got 75 words. I don't think that one extra word is going to take you over, but double check.
Good point. Because I was close. If I remember right. Yeah.
And you could make the last sentence another paragraph if you prefer, for ease of reading.
Mm.
Oh, entrance. Exterior balcony.
Beautiful.
Balconies and skylight.
Interior.
Yeah. I have a typo there. Skylight. Railing detail.
Love this one.
They look like they're pushing in,
Yeah, tension.
pinching. Very cool.
They were very dusty.
Did you have to dust before you took the photo?
Yeah.
Mm,
Top floor.
beautiful.
Look at how shiny that floor is.
Mhm.
Yeah, she polished it.
Yeah.
After dusting.
Pick up trash and sweep.
Mm.
Interior detail.
Now, that is probably really there, but there's a marred spot.
Yes, I
And
was
I would
just looking
probably
at that.
clone that out.
Okay.
On the upper part?
Yeah, it's like a little darker spot in that light curve
Between the white and the gray.
between the,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
on
in the gray, actually.
Yeah, in the gray, right?
Yeah,
next to-
that's a good catch. I took out all the water stains because that's just in the actual stucco itself, but this building leaks like a sieve, so there's a lot of running water stains.
Mhm.
Okay.
Are you allowed in a competition to remove things like that?
Yes, in this competition you are.
Yeah,
Different
this
ones
goes
have
by the
different rules.
pictorial rules. It's not nature and it's not
Journalism.
journalism, so you
Or
can make
journalism.
changes.
Curves.
Mm,
Oh, that's really nicely,
great
nicely
eye.
balanced. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's just really pretty. And it kind of takes you up
Mhm.
and out, and it doesn't, I don't mind going out. It's like there's that thing to just follow over and over again. It's really pretty.
Lights.
Like pearls.
Nice balance.
Like pearls.
It's like someone's blowing bubble gum. Someone's gotten a little bit aggressive with it.
That one's gonna pop.
Exit.
Ah, nice.
Nice, yeah.
Really did a good job on the floor again.
Thank you. Just wheeled my buffer in there and plugged it in and went to town.
You're hired.
Some people carry tripods, you carry the buffer machine.
Buffer in the trunk.
Industrial.
I thought you said butt, not buff. And you were pulling
Scooting
it
around.
floor.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Very beautiful, yes.
You could print that just as an image.
Yeah.
Mm.
One
Yeah,
on
you
the
know, that-
bottom. I'm sorry. The one on the
What's-
bottom right has like an outline on it, kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't, well,
Oh,
go
that's-
back, go back one, because I think that might be the
Yeah,
image.
it is. It's in the picture itself.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It just looked like an extra shadow thing.
Yeah.
Right, but it's not.
Cool.
yeah.
Okay.
I could crop it in. I'll play with that one. Thank you.
You know, the overview doesn't have a title, and in mine it does, and I don't know if you're supposed to have a title or not.
It's supposed to be titled overview image, I believe.
Over,
No,
yeah, but you don't.
on
say
the
anything.
photo itself.
Optional.
Optional.
It
It's
is
optional.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, I mean, I like it without any
I
title.
don't think you need
Just
letters
didn't
on
know.
there.
So were you shooting in color and then turned it into black and white in post-processing?
Yeah, I did. And I love the colors. This was a real
Yeah.
debate that I had, because especially the curves, the parts that are really sensuous, because the color is almost a flesh tone. And so I was really tempted to leave the color, but in the end I decided you really see the form and the lights and the shadows without the color.
Yeah.
I think it's fabulous. What program did you use to convert to black and white?
Lightroom and Photoshop.
Yeah.
I have a program problem. I can't use Nick, so I haven't used that in a while, since I got this laptop, actually.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Nice.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
yeah,
the
that's
feedback.
great. Steve,
Actually,
let me take-
since I'm kind of hoarse, go ahead and read the titles if you don't mind.
please.
Whose is it?
This
This
is,
is mine.
oh,
Oh, you
Ah,
want
okay.
Steve to read it?
Yeah.
I can read it, but I'm kind of hoarse,
Um,
and Steve's got a great voice.
I didn't hear, but I got it reversed. Okay. by the way, on the voice, Bill already knows this. A friend of mine has taken ill, and I am now substituting for him on Friday nights on a radio show on KBVF FM as a
Wow.
co-DJ because they really love my voice.
Nice.
What's
Anyway,
the program?
Perfect.
3 degrees with single image and multiple image compositions. I show brief glimpses of horses' lives. From a feral existence in Nevada to a life with nomadic herders in Mongolia to playing polo in Sonoma County. 3 degrees of equine domestication.
Nice.
That's really nice.
Interesting.
Yeah. Good
I love
idea.
the title. That's great.
I love the rounded corners.
Hmm.
One comment is you could shorten it a little bit by saying with single dash and multiple dash image compositions rather than repeating image twice.
Yeah, I've done both.
Uh-huh. You like it better this way?
Yeah, it just, you have to think a little bit as to what the dash is referring to.
Okay.
So, but either way, yeah, but I appreciate that.
Let's see, in terms of, I'm trying to figure, in terms of synonyms, last sentence, 3 degrees of equine domestication. I'm trying to think of other words, synonyms for degrees.
Oh my God, you're gonna change my title.
Got
No,
your work
I'm
cut out for you.
open to any suggestions.
But I like that kind of reference to like 6 degrees of separation.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I
That was
like,
a good idea.
I had a question about, we talk about 3 degrees of equine domestication. The first one you mentioned, the feral existence in Nevada, is it went from domesticated to becoming feral. So I wondered if there was a contradiction there.
Well, actually, the feral horses go all the way back to the 1600s
Yes,
in Nevada. So there are horses that have been there forever.
right, but they're,
And
Are
there are horses that recently,
yeah, so it's formerly domesticated, okay. I mean, I knew they were, but I just
we have
didn't,
both.
Okay.
Nevada, approximately 30,000 horses roam the unfenced public lands.
I only see 3.
It's like birthday candles.
dots
Each
in the
one
back.
stands for 10,000.
Yeah.
You have to win a little bit to see the other ones.
They're really nice looking horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They're beautiful. Wild and free.
and they stand out nicely from the,
A picky little thing. The horse on the left, there's some other white spots there, which are maybe flowers.
Yeah, good catch. Good eye. I agree.
Yeah.
Too many feet.
if you're gonna,
Right.
the left of the tail at the edge.
Yeah, at the edge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would take that out too.
Yep.
Plus the little white extras.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, mixing up my mice. Yeah, you mean that spot. Right.
You're,
Okay.
And somebody's cursor is right in the middle or to the right.
Oh, yeah.
Steve, is that your cursor?
No, I think it was mine. I don't know why it
Uh,
should show up on other
It'll be
people's.
Steve.
Steve, so it's
Steve's
gotta
the
be
one that
something.
put a cursor on.
Steve, your cursor. Your cursor's in the middle.
Oh,
There you go.
sorry.
Thank you.
I took the cursor on the Mac out of the way, not realizing it was the PC cursor.
Wow, this is really unusual.
Yep.
I have a comment on title punctuation. All your Nevada shots start with the word Nevada. It should be Nevada : as opposed to period.
Okay. Yeah, I've hit for the 3 different regions. I start with the word identifying that region.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I think a colon would be better.
Okay.
Or a dash.
Nice selection of horses. This is neat.
Boy, yeah, they're
And
beautiful.
nice, what do you call that? And you did it.
Yeah, the arrangement is good. The way the
Layout.
horses face each other from the sides or face the viewer. None of the horses are looking outwards.
What's it called though? This kind of an image?
Collage?
Collage. Okay, yes. I like the collage.
I think I called them also mosaic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that orangey horse.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the beauty.
Well,
And
they're
did,
all
That's a
they're just really
buckskin.
well placed. Really nice.
and did you say there was a controversy between the jurors when you did multiple images in the mosaic?
Yeah, I talked to Doug Stinson after the luncheon, and he said it was quite a controversy and that they decided it was okay. Every one of my images was like this. So I think there's a precedent set.
Yeah. I mean, you won first place. Come
I
on.
was excited to see it.
Well, that's exactly why I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take it just a little step further. They may not agree,
And
but there's at least some precedent.
that's why I
Yes.
bring it up so that there is that, and took that first step.
And this is a very beautiful collection because all of the different horses are so different from one another. You know,
Mhm.
such a variety.
Which is the amazing thing about the horses in Nevada. There's so many different
Yeah.
shapes and colors.
Allowed to breed freely, you know?
Yeah, they're allowed to go for it.
Love who you want. Love who you love.
Really?
There you go.
There's another title.
Natural genetic selection as opposed to controlled breeding.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Family herds invariably have dominating presence of a lead stallion.
You missed words, Steve.
Have the dominating
Yeah.
presence.
I
Yeah.
didn't repeat the word Nevada.
Well, it's part of it though, because he's going to switch.
And I can't read the titles because it says you are viewing Steve Munch's screen where the title goes.
You might be able to click that off.
Yeah.
Wow, they're just beautiful. Wow.
Oh,
Nevada.
he had his ear bit off.
Yeah, wow.
Nevada. Bite scars and a damaged ear. Lead stallions contend with rivals for mating rights in the herd.
But this one won anyway. Just lost an ear.
He didn't lose it completely.
Here's something I need an opinion on. If you were to flip the main image, flip it horizontally, and then put the 3 action images on the right side as opposed to the left, would that change be a significant change of perception? because everything is going to the left as opposed to going to the right.
Mm.
It
Yeah,
works for me because it highlights the ear really well,
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
the way it is.
And we read from left to right, so we see the action scenes first, and then we see the horse missing an ear, like the result of the fight.
Yeah.
Bite mark.
But on the previous slide, how do you know which one is the stallion?
Mm.
5?
I was kind of hoping for that question. I'm hoping that you can get a sense of who the dominating figure is in each of these pictures.
I can in the two of them, not in the third one so much.
Which one?
The first image, I think it's the darkest horse on the left, but I'm not sure.
Oh, it's the white horse.
It's the white horse. Okay. And then the second one is the one with the stripe down its face.
Yep,
And the third one is the one staring right at us.
yep.
Okay.
Well,
Maybe
how
we're
do
going
you
to make the
know?
white horse bigger.
You may have to- yeah.
But if you took the picture maybe 30 seconds later, they may have changed position.
But
If
he
you
took it
watch
at the
them,
right
you
time.
you can always spot the stallion very quickly because they're looking right at you.
Huh?
And the other horses typically are kind of looking around, chewing. But so I tried to capture that in just these images. But I agree, in that upper left, it's not clear which one the stallion is.
Would it be worthwhile to add it to your title? Something like the lead stallion is always staring at the camera, at the stranger.
The interloper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the third one, all three are
All
staring.
three of them are, yeah.
Yeah, but that one is just the direction facing directly towards us.
Well, I mean, in principle, you need to look at the hindquarters to find out. And so I just doesn't look to me like you can say which one is the stallion
Agreed.
very definitively.
Okay.
You put a little circle around it.
Put a halo around the head.
I mean,
Well, Bill,
This-
I mean, you obviously have a lot of photos. You may have some others that are a little more clear.
yeah,
Maybe.
I think the white horse up in the upper left, there I think you can see some genitals. So I would agree that that was the stallion. But on the bottom one, I mean, they just could be different ages, or it could be a bachelor group. I mean,
The previous picture was of bachelor groups.
Something that I might suggest is the top left one, that whitish one that's on the left that's only partial. I think if you crop that off, you get the white one comes out as the stallion. I mean, then it stands out, but with the light one on the left,
Cut it off.
it kind
Yeah,
of
you're right.
quality, but if I'd imagine that screws up your proportions, but I really think that it would, and then if you darken whatever's left, so you don't see that, I think the white one will stick out as the lead.
Would you consider flipping the position of the two top images so that perhaps they're looking a little more inwards
Yeah.
than
Good point.
yeah,
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
Good
That's
point.
a good
idea.
one.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I would switch those two.
And that's really easy to do.
Are you kidding?
Oh, it is.
so you said something about the prior image.
Oh, just that these are all stallions.
They're all stallions. Okay.
I love that bottom one.
Yeah, the top
Yeah.
right is definitely a stallion. Um,
Okay.
I'm trying to think if someone's looking at this, are they going to wonder, are any of these not stallions? And what could you do in the title to indicate that these are 100% stallions?
I
It
think
says
the
it to
title
me.
says that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the author says.
They roam alone or in small bands, and that's
that's what you're seeing.
what you're seeing.
Okay, double checking.
Good idea.
Hopefully there's no veterinarians among the judges.
Mongolia, no
Oh my.
no fences and no shelter, but horses are overseen by nomadic herders living nearby in portable housing.
Okay, transition. These colors are so different that it almost seems like we're starting a new portfolio. Definitely we're starting a new place, but that's a really jarring transition.
Okay.
But the title,
Yeah, I know,
Covers that.
Mongolia.
Go back one and then come back to this one. Let's see it.
because
Well, you expect
you
Nevada
see,
to
if you notice, it's gradually getting lighter before the transition. It didn't bother me. I thought it was making it clearer that it was an entirely different degree.
Okay.
Well, and the horses were vibrant in the Nevada
Yes.
setting. It was just because there was a buckskin on that side, and it was just as orange.
It's a different climate, a different country.
Yeah, it is. And I just didn't see that. And I know that it is, but it just registered as really sharp to me.
Mm-hmm.
This must be in the middle of summer, and there's a lot of standing water here, and the grass is so green.
This is Eastern Mongolia.
Yeah.
I'll show some
Okay.
pictures from the desert also, but this is in the eastern portion of Mongolia.
Are those huts technically called yurts?
Gers, G-E-R.
G-E-R, okay. Anyway, I think it's nice spacing that you've got two at the upper left, two at the lower right, and then the actual picture in the center at the bottom.
Mhm.
I like the dog asleep outside
Yeah.
the gare.
I like the action of the top one.
Me too.
Oh, and I just saw the little girl or the child playing with a ball.
In the back there. Yeah.
Mongolia. Horses assist in the herding of livestock. For example, herding cashmere goats.
God.
Yeah.
This one, the colors are duller.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
And nicely positioned in terms of looking inwards.
Great images.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Fabulous.
Mongolia. Horses participate in the annual Nandam races.
Is there an N in the middle of Nandam? I thought it was Nadam.
Nandam.
Well, yeah, I just saw, I've seen it written Nadam, Naadam.
Good.
Without the second N.
But they change their spellings frequently, I think.
Well, I'll check.
Okay.
I thought it was two, all those ends, but I'm not sure.
Transliteration is always inconsistent, so, but it's good to check, yeah, good
The
catch.
cashmere is called Nadam with no N.
No middle N?
No. You could check too.
Great, thanks.
Minor, very minor, there's a cloud upper left border right on the edge of
Yep.
the image.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But there's 3 of them, so.
Yeah, but it's not, as opposed to floating just below the edge, it's right on the edge. I don't know.
There's another one between the 2 horse riders on the right, the very top of the
Right.
image.
Yeah, you go right along the line. Yeah,
Mhm.
great,
It
thank you.
was, yeah,
And on the lower left, is that a tassel on the head of the horse?
Yes. It's not a tassel, it's the way they tie both the tail and the mane.
Oh,
It's the Mongolian, it's the old Genghis Khan look.
yeah.
That's right, the tail is tied that way too. Huh.
Is anybody else bothered by the writing on the hat in the bottom right?
No, no. It's so small and it's,
Yeah, I didn't notice it.
yeah.
I might be tempted to get rid of it just because it's a distraction from the horse. And
it's
the
right,
horse
isn't it?
is the subject.
It's bright white, yeah, I think I'll take it out.
Might be easy to remove because of the contrast.
Well, if you're gonna do that, you might as well do it on the purple shirt too.
Oh, no,
How about the red one?
sorry, I'm supposed to listen to suggestions, and I appreciate the suggestions, but that is very unique. It's in Mongolian, if you were able to read it.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh,
lyrics
okay,
and
read it.
everything. It's
I mean,
you mean
so
the
it's the
orange
same
shirt,
image,
or did
right?
or did you mean the other one?
I meant the one on the right-hand image at the bottom in the purple shirt. There's white writing.
Oh, that one. Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought you meant the boy shirt.
No, I would never take out the little kids
Yeah,
writing.
okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Sounds good.
Mongolia,
Oh,
anger
great.
management.
oh, that's
Great
great.
image.
Oh, man.
Mongolia, anger management. In the desert, horses are brought to water in small groups to limit fighting among stallions.
Wow.
Look at those memes. That's cool.
Interesting, there's a motorbike.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
how the guy herds. He brings the herd in using his motorbike.
See if your cursor is showing on the image again. Thank you.
okay, opinion time. The main image, the snarling horse and the other horse, they're looking left, lower left corner is looking left. Small image is centered, and then the image at the right is looking left. So if you took the top, lower left, lower right images and flip them horizontally to the right, once again, the left-right perception.
Yeah, I think flipping the left image.
Mhm.
So that wait a minute. You've got the guy on the bike who's looking inward. But of
Mhm.
course, the horse is looking outward.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I
I
think
think,
you want the person looking in.
yeah, that's why I put it there.
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
was a good choice.
I mean, if you did switch the lower left one, because I do notice the horse going that direction, I would leave the top one because of how we read from left to right. I'm going into the mouth,
No, yeah.
which is
Yeah.
what you want for like a Hitchcock thing. if
Because
you
it
were
really grabs you.
Mhm.
grabbing, I would definitely leave it, the top
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But you could look at the bottom one, the bottom left and flip and just see how it
Yeah,
feels.
I'll try it. Definitely.
We get to bring Hitchcock into our,
Sonoma
Sonoma
County.
County. The polo life of trailers, grooming, and 7-minute chuckers at a full gallop. Stallions are rarely allowed to participate.
Really?
Hmm.
But these are stallions?
Hmm?
These are stallions?
They're not. They're not. They don't,
Okay, so we're talking wild horses now.
no.
I mean, horses.
oh,
In,
we're in Sonoma County, we're doing polo.
Right, I got it.
in polo, it's always mares.
Okay,
Not 100%, there are exceptions, but not in Snow County.
They
Got
don't use geldings?
Because geldings sometimes, but they get into fights.
Even
Oh.
What are
geldings will fight, huh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What are chuckers?
Sorry, yeah, I don't explain chucker, I probably should. But the period of play is 7 minutes called a chucker. And so,
Because let me redisplay the title here. Because you say trailers, grooming, 7-minute chuckers. Well, you've got trailers in the center and grooming at the right. Should it be trailer on the left, then groomers, and then, I don't know, if you don't have any chuckers. At least I
yeah, they're
don't know.
chuckers. They're in a chucker right now.
They're playing.
They're playing. The chucker is 7 minutes of playing. So it's like a set. A
Exactly.
chucker is like a set.
exactly.
But I see your point that
Yeah.
the images should follow the title, like
Mhm.
coming out of the trailer, getting groomed, then running on the field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll work on that. That'll be a better way to line that.
Uh,
up.
Possibly to the right chuckers, parentheses, a polo set.
Oh, the
Because
chucker? A set
yeah,
called a
because
chucker?
the word chuckers threw me, and because you picture trailer and grooming, I was looking for chucker because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Is
That's
a,
a good
7-minute
point.
sets called chuckers.
how many chuckers in a game?
Or,
Well, so you could say a 7-minute chucker or a fourth of a game.
yeah, I don't really need the word chucker in there.
Okay.
Think about it, especially seeing it can be misleading or distracting.
I didn't know what a
Mhm.
chucker was. I thought somebody chucked out the ball or something. So
Yeah.
I would like to suggest something, and it just as to throw it out. There's the 3 degrees. What if you had your borders to be 3 different colors? So
Mhm.
that when we go from one to the other, it's obvious besides the title, the first word in the title.
That's a really interesting
Like that.
idea.
Or maybe 3 shades of the same color, because it's
But somehow make
degrees
it
of
different.
domestication.
Yeah.
Somehow make them
And-
different.
Well,
Something-
for consistency, let me go back, and you see the tone of the borders changes
Better
a
not.
bit.
Better not. It's exactly the same in all the images.
So it's the images that change the
Your perception
perception of the
changes.
border. Yeah.
Your perception of the border is based on adjacent colors.
Exactly.
I kind of like them all gray because it shows continuity. I'm afraid then they'll be more likely to see it as 3 portfolios
Mhm.
rather than one.
And then once again, you're focusing on the border and not the image.
Or if you had around each of the images a different color for the 3, so that it's very subtle,
A different
A
stroke,
stroke.
a different color stroke.
different color stroke. It's just a brainstorm. And
Yeah.
and it, also at this point, that one where we got into Mongolia, I think that's the only one I've seen so far with such a saturated uh,
Pellet.
grass. So I would say pull down the greens
Yeah,
on one image so that it is more consistent.
Just on that first one, huh?
First one.
Yeah.
not that one, but the
Down.
previous
No,
one.
the very first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty saturated.
Yep.
And I would just, on the greens, you can do that.
Yeah, just the green.
Lightroom, you can just do the thing where you just pull down the greens.
Yep. Good suggestions. Thank you.
Yeah, if you keep the saturation similar to this image,
Yeah. Well, the trees are pretty saturated, but it's the grass that's not.
Very good mask.
I think the trees are still less saturated than the Mongolia one.
Mongolia.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Mm.
Title difference. It doesn't start. Let's see.
Read it.
Yes.
I saw that and then I read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Read it.
That's amazing.
So in that term, let's see. Well,
Just read it.
it could be a mare living a feral life in central Nevada and a mare waiting at the trailer next to the polo field in Sonoma County. Two extremes of domestication.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Although
that reads better, I think.
I want 3, sorry. I want a Mongolian horse in there somewhere.
So say that.
You want 3.
I want 3 degrees. That's right.
I think she's right. I think we need to extend the deadline for you. We'll see if N4C will allow that.
Oh, we got plenty of time. We got till Sunday.
And Bill, if you have a decorated horse, like an image of just the decorated horse, that
The
would
one
be
with the
perfect.
blue.
Yeah.
What do you mean by decorated?
Well, they
Those hats.
The racing
Top
horse.
nut.
yeah, the
Tassel or
the
whatever.
mane
it
is done and you have a close up of any Mongolian horses?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
But to
I'll
put a
work on
third
that.
one in, it squeezes the heads. So be very sensitive to which way the heads are facing.
But I don't know,
the
these are the
problem with
extremes.
tree
I think
the
that,
resolution.
It would just be 1200 high and wider or whatever, wider.
You lose pixels as soon as you start putting more pictures in there.
Yeah.
But I'll work on it. Maybe there's a way
Okay.
to make a smaller inset.
So the polo horse wears all that gear?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Actually, if you put a third one in the same size, it's actually going to reduce the size of the current ones because it's going to.
Exactly. That's my issue.
But
yeah, I don't know. I think it's interesting to see the extremes. I don't know that there needs to be a Mongolian horse in this.
The Mongolian horse may look a lot like the Nevada horse.
That, well, the ones that are
Because-
run free. Or if it's
Right,
wearing if it's wearing equipment, it's gonna look a lot like the polo horse, so maybe it's better not to have it in there at all.
Because you don't have to have 10. You can have 9 images, 8 images. So
No, I think this image is fine the way it is. I just don't think it needs a third horse for a third degree.
Yeah, I disagree. I think you need 3 or you need to take it out. It's a great image. I love the comparison, but I want to see 3 because that's what I've been looking at all the way through. They could even be smaller images. Anyway, that's up to you, Bill.
Yeah, I appreciate the input. It's, something I
Has
can
there
do.
more? Yay.
3 degrees. Nice.
Nice, very, very nice.
Yeah.
I think there's
Yeah.
a little more space on the right in the white.
Guy.
From the border
Yeah,
than the
you're right.
left.
Yep.
Yeah, drag the entire group slightly to the right.
Yep.
I love your font. That's a cool font.
Trebuchet, I think it's called.
That G is great.
The G is great, yeah. This looks like a kimono.
Hmm.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
No,
And the E's with the upper half and that what is hooking underneath. It almost looks animated.
fun fact is Trebuchet in Microsoft is a slightly different from Photoshop. And
Oh.
this I created in PowerPoint, and then so I had to use the Microsoft font for Trebuchet. And if you're really careful and you look back at the opening statement, you'll see a G that's not like that. It's slightly different,
Oh.
even though they're both the same font.
I like this
But I
G.
won't tell anybody if you don't.
No, I won't tell anybody.
Yeah, I like this one better too. You know, I probably could change the statement of intent to the Microsoft. Yeah, it might be a way to do that.
Good.
I mean, to the Photoshop G.
Uh-huh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
E's are different
Microsoft
too. They're more
version, and
closed.
The other one's a Photoshop.
Hmm.
I've used this font because you can tell a difference from an L, lowercase L, and a capital I.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
In Mongolia, you see the L, the lowercase L.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can see it there.
And the T has the same, what do they call that, a serif?
Mm-hmm.
Serif. Okay.
Thanks very much. Really good comments. Really
Nice, Bill.
I got some work to do.
Great
Hope
job.
you don't get in trouble.
Yeah. Call Ann. Ann got to.
No, it's okay. If they decide that it doesn't fit the rules, that's okay. That's really okay. The fun out of this is doing it.
Yeah, it really
That's
is.
what I thought. That's what I said last time. So I thought I was never going to get anything. I thought I might get tossed out, but I didn't care. So, but there's a precedent now, Bill. They've got to accept
Yeah,
it.
they gotta
We'll
accept it.
see. We shall see. But thank you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'll read it. And what I'm interested in, well, I'm interested in everything, but I'm not sure about my statement. I haven't read it for a long time. I've changed it many, many times. And also I'm interested in in hearing, I have very simple titles. If you have any feedback on that, and of course, anything else.
Suggestion. If I read it, you might hear it or perceive it differently.
Okay.
Yeah, why don't you read it,
Yeah,
Steve?
I found it very useful to have Steve read it.
Art of the Dune. I created this collection of dune images where light dances in a poetic interplay with the dune. Using a limited color palette, I intentionally transformed each photograph from realistic to my interpretation of a work of art, some atmospheric or minimalist, perhaps surreal, many times otherworldly, to elicit a range of emotions, drama, mystery, solitude, awe, with that hint of sensuality. I gotta switch screens. Immerse yourself in the art of the dune. You
Okay,
like that?
I still,
I think it flows very nicely.
It's very poetic.
Yeah,
yes.
it flows nicely.
What, you know, my little English major should have been says that drama, mystery, and solitude are not emotions, that awe is an emotion. But it,
Yeah.
so that just, you know, it's one of those places where it goes ding.
Okay, what word?
Yeah,
Or if
what
you put
word?
reactions instead.
Or feelings?
Feelings.
Feelings.
Yeah.
Feeling drama.
Feelings of
feeling
drama,
mystery.
mystery, solitude.
Feelings are different from emotion?
I agree. They're
Yeah, I think no.
How about
similar.
moods?
Ooh, moods.
Moods. There you go.
Foods is
That's
good.
better.
Because you're on the moon. No.
To elicit a range of moods, drama, mystery, solitude, awe. Yeah, I think that works better.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna yell at my capitalizing,
No, no, I'm
debating
over
that.
that.
because we've
I
been,
don't even want to change you.
I compromised.
I know.
I like moods because dunes don't have emotions. Although, you know, people do
I'm
in the
eliciting moods.
Yes.
I like the way you placed it on the dune
Yeah.
in the dark spot. It works well.
Yeah. I like it too.
Synonyms for elicit, evocative, I'm trying to go through a list.
evoke a
Stimulate,
range of
evocative,
moods.
Evoke.
Evokes?
Yeah, to evoke a range of moods,
Of
but I like
moods.
elicit. I like elicit. It's like to pull it out.
Mhm.
a range of emotions,
Moods.
Moods.
fills. A range of emotions elicits drama, mystery, solitude, awe.
But she's saying this is the point of her portfolio. She wants to do this in order to elicit a range of moods.
I transformed each photograph to elicit a range of moods. Do I elicit a range of moods? That's why emotions, to elicit a range of emotions. Okay,
I mean, you portray moods, you don't elicit moods.
right.
So there's a little area to circle and think about.
In the
Somehow
next
the
few
word
days.
somehow the word visceral popped into my head.
Portray, it seems more pictorial. So I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Portray, yeah.
A range of moods.
Yeah. So I'm intentionally transforming each photograph to portray a range of moods.
Yes.
Because before I was, and Trisha knows, because she's been through this with many versions, and also Sherry and probably, I was originally asking people what their emotion was, I let that go. So I'm no longer, I wanted to elicit their emotions, but I did it to portray a range of moods. So I can let go of, I wanted that. I originally wanted that I was eliciting emotions from people and what were the emotions they had. Originally, I had what motions I wanted people, like what emotion were you getting from each picture was what I was asking.
Mhm.
And I let go of that over the months.
I think either one works because, you know, it's really about the pictures, so. And what you want is for your intent to match your pictures is more important.
Yeah, that's true.
The most important, I would think.
I wanted it to elicit emotions from the viewer. I wanted to know what I wanted. I was kind of, I don't think the word is provocative, but I was provoking those who like realistic pictures with what I did.
Well,
So
you,
maybe it's dramatic and mysterious.
you could use the word evoke.
Right, evocative versus provocative.
So to evoke a range of, am I evoking a range of moods? Is that?
You could.
No, but you could evoke the emotions. It's just that drama isn't an emotion. So what's the emotion that you feel with drama? You might feel anxiety.
I want people to feel drama, feel mystery, feel solitude, and feel awe. To me, those were feelings. And if feelings are feelings different from emotion,
It's different from an emotion, I think.
so do I want to say evoke a range of what was the word?
How about a range of reactions? If that's not,
Those words
doesn't
aren't
fit.
reactions.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think we can agree, I think, that I want you to feel drama, feel mystery, feel solitude, and feel awe, or some range. So should I just have it to evoke a range of feelings? I mean, feelings is such
That
a,
works well to me. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I
that
could
would
go with
work.
that.
it's like a cheap word, you know? It's like the one that you, when I was writing in college and I'd look up, use my thesaurus for interesting, you know, feelings would be one that I would try to find a better word for.
Well, my feeling for what it's worth is that these are conditions in which you'd feel it, in which you'd have an emotion. So like for solitude, I would feel lonely.
Mhm.
For awe, I would feel scared, or I would feel
Amazed.
amazed, yes. For mystery, I'd feel scared. For drama, I'd feel alarmed, or I'd feel worried. You know,
For
and
drama,
so
I might feel curious.
yeah. And so
I mean, no, mystery, I'm sorry. Mystery,
Yeah, mystery.
curious.
and so these are nouns for conditions in which you would experience an emotion. And so you could evoke the emotion. So I think there's like a category mistake. Just saying, you know.
Mhm. So what, if I were to leave those four, because that's to me more important than the line above it,
Okay.
what would work with those four?
Well, then to portray a range of settings or conditions or circumstances.
Would
Portray a range of conditions.
would they be moods? No,
No,
those
No,
moods.
it's not a mood either. Drama's not a mood.
Portray a range of, oh, shoot, to portray a range of,
You just say drama and mystery to elicit drama, mystery.
to elicit, Annie.
Yay!
So,
Simplify.
Just get rid of a range of anything.
Okay,
You're gonna elicit drama.
Listen, yeah,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
And we get to have more commas.
well, it's only words, it's not, commas are free. Illicit drama.
Mystery, solitude, awe. That's great. That's simple.
Good going, Ann.
To elicit
How do
drama,
I, and then I, in terms of putting it in here to, lowercase t or capital T? Okay. My favorite thing in high school was diagramming sentences, so I do
Oh,
understand.
me too.
Oh,
And me.
wow.
Loved it.
That's before boys. But
Yeah. So Nancy, one
Mhm.
more thing is now that you're going to say to elicit drama, mystery, solitude, awe, then maybe you say
And
and a hint of sensuality and just a hint of sensuality. But I don't know. I think they're very sensual. So, you know,
I'm also very, very attached to with that hint of sensuality.
okay, we'll
What
leave
I
you
get
alone.
let go of is with the cap or not cap on with. But it's sort of like it added on like a phrase, you know, afterwards, like da da da, with that hint of sensuality.
yeah,
Okay.
That, yeah,
Okay.
okay.
I think it really says something about you, Nancy, that this is the longest discussion so far because your use of language is so beautiful.
Thank you. And I will, and hopefully, Stephanie Arno will be listening to this. I want to thank her for the poetic interplay because she had written telling me after she heard me talk on our first one about how poetic my work was. So thank you, Stephanie, for that. And it gave me the permission to make this more of a poem rather than prose, be, you know, accurate grammatically. And I might do is just say to elicit on one line and then the drama.
Drama, mystery, solitude, awe.
You've gone back to illicit, how about evoke?
Oh, I didn't mean, oh, to elicit, to evoke. Oh, wait, what am I doing? What did we, so we had to evoke a range of feelings. Okay, to evoke.
Just evoke, yeah.
To evoke drama, mystery.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think my images, I mean, I don't think we have to spend much more, you know, time on my images, but of course I'll listen to your. And of course, if you have a change in titles, because.
Okay, shall I move on?
Thank you very much, Steve, and everyone. Everyone. Joan, thank you for that.
Mm.
Here comes the sun.
Doesn't it just make you want to sing?
So sweet.
do.
I actually had all of them being songs at one time, so
It's a great start.
hold back.
Great. I like this one.
Where was it taken?
Mesquite Dunes, most of them are in in Death Valley or close by.
Did you
Put the
try?
photographer in there.
Did I
Did you
add?
try having the stroke and not having the stroke and comparing them?
I found that it worked better with the stroke. I don't, you know, going through them.
Okay.
You can see.
Personally, I think it adds dimension.
We can move on.
But the ICM is not reacting.
Oh,
One moment. Let me try.
Nancy, you'll be happy to know I was going to complain about something, but it was just smudges on my screen.
Yeah, let me clean my screen too, right there.
My right arrow key is not, it's not responding. Let's see. And I just tried the left arrow key. Oh, come on. Bill, try bringing yours up.
Okay,
Because I don't know if it's a laptop or a software problem. I just downloaded the latest update of the ICM.
dangerous.
So, Bill, if you haven't downloaded that
yeah, I
latest
did
update,
while we were talking earlier, so I have the latest. Hang on a second.
okay. So anyway, shall I stop the, let me stop the share if I can find the button. Where is it? I gotta hit the ellipsis. Come on, show me the button. It did a slow rise, and as I moved over to it, it slid away. Come back here, come back. Or Bill, if you have, oh, wait.
Yeah.
I see.
Unfortunately, everything I need is underneath this screen.
Right. What I figured out is that I've got to get to it quickly because the closed captioning
Oh, right,
affects it.
right.
Let's see. Okay. Okay, so Bill,
Yeah, as soon as you unshare, then I can bring it up.
it's oh, come on. Oh, stop share. It just appeared. Done. There.
Okay.
And while Bill's doing this, by the way, I have the AI interaction going on, and is showing me the summary as it's evolving, and it's so detailed. I can see where got to get this to Elizabeth because it is so detailed in terms of minutes accuracy. It would be a lot easier to read through this as opposed to trying to go through, say, the video of a board meeting.
That's this AI companion button at the bottom?
Right. Try clicking it and see if you can join the conversation or see the, there's a button that pops up that says catch me up.
Oh, all I see is summary and ask meeting questions.
Do
Right,
you see the screen now, the title page?
Huh,
So can you go through fast? Yeah.
isn't that interesting?
Okay. Do you all see that?
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Next screen.
Yep. And then the next one.
Oh, the display you're using has the titles on the bottom instead of the top.
Yes.
So I have to change position in order to see it. Okay.
I can change that, whichever is faster.
It's fine. The break of the day. Oh, I'm sorry, the break of day.
You can go through them, relatively fast. We've spent time.
Okay, so go next, Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
climb.
I love this one.
They're all
Yeah.
great.
fabulous.
You could see how they flow. Okay.
Discover the dance. Midnight mystery.
Hmm.
Dreamland.
Wow.
I remember we were working with names. Huh?
God, it looks like water.
Mm-hmm. Looks like
Sure
ocean.
does.
Recline.
Now, did you apply a texture to that?
Yeah, it might have been like a wheat, like a sideways looking at grasses or wheat. And
Yeah.
then, you know, uh, uh,
Huh.
I do that a lot. I did this a long time ago. This one I wouldn't mind hearing. What do you see?
Well, on that texture, I don't know if you have a software that would do it, but the angle at which the scratches appear, I've seen, and I have to really think about where I saw it, where the angle of the scratches analyzes the points of contrast between light and dark in terms of the direction the scratch takes. Do you follow that?
I think so. I was wondering what people saw on that picture because if
It,
there's been-
it almost to me looks like two people lying down next to each other.
Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted you to, or some people to see.
Huh, okay.
They were like at least one nude and I see two nudes, but
Right.
if people see different things, yeah.
Recline kind of leads into that, so I like the title for that reason.
Mhm.
My eye goes first, the dark shadow area up near the top, the scratches there, they somehow look more chaotic than the other areas, and that sort of distracted me.
Good.
I love it.
I
I'm gonna
evoked,
elicit you.
I evoked,
If you look at the scratch areas to the right and flowing down and across the bottom, they all have it seems a more gentle approach. But that one little area near the top of the dark, at least to me, seems more jumbled.
I think if you're doing pen and ink crosshatch, you kind of go all over the place. You know?
okay. Thank you.
Wanderlust.
Nice.
Very nicely vignetted.
Yeah, it's vignetted. Yeah.
Mhm.
I like how it has kind of a seesaw feeling.
This is one of my favorites, and I went back and forth with Trisha. Hated every single version until I think I pleased her.
Yes, this is very pleasing to me.
Even though she'd like me to put the person somewhere else, but that's okay.
But it has more of a sense of sharpness to it than it did before, and I like that.
Next.
Boy, Inferno.
Homeward Bound. Thought. These two images both have the figure going from the right to the left. Once again, the flip question. If the prior image figure was flipped, so it's going to the right, and then this one's going to the left, would that change your perception?
What I thought was unfortunate was that the first one, the person is further along than this one. And I'd wished it be like in a different order, but this was an order it needed to be in for, in terms of color and things like that. But that did bother me, but then I guess it evoked bother in me. That makes sense now. I like that one.
Which is an emotion.
Yes.
Next.
Please, yes.
Day's End.
I was gonna have it as day is done. Like gone the sun.
Yeah, day is done, gone the sun.
But day's end, which day's end or day is done?
It's your last slide. So Day's End. Yeah, kind of nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like judging that last image. I don't know if it's my monitor or so, too much dead space at the top.
Good. No, seriously. I've had that and I wanted that discomfort of,
That was intentional.
yes, of the one would say, what's the word? Black space, empty space, whatever. Yeah.
Negative
I like it.
Space.
dissonance.
Dissonance.
Well, it does evoke that a storm is really descending on the area.
Or
It's-
night
it's-
is descending.
But
Night.
also that the
Heavy.
light is going down, you know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
That was one of my titles. What was it? The curtain drops. The curtain drops or something
falls
like
or-
that. I wanted that in there, and I think I got
The
talked.
final curtain.
It's like the curtain. It's like the stage. The show is ending, and the curtain.
Uh-huh.
Well, you could say the day closes.
Day's Revenge.
Uh, the
No, I think Day's End is just fine.
Day is
I do
done.
too.
Day is done. I like day is done.
Day is done.
Me too.
how do we feel? Day is done.
Day is done.
It's more poetic.
Because I start with "Here comes the sun."
Right.
Here
Yeah,
comes the
most of the
sun, and now
time.
day is done. Oh my
It
goodness.
rhymes.
The storm is ending the day.
No.
It would have ended anyway.
Poetic.
God's son.
Day is done
On the sun.
from the earth.
Yeah, I like that.
Sky.
Next.
Next.
Mm.
Nice.
Nice.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, really great.
Mhm.
I thought that the second to the last picture was the last picture when it came up, and I go, oh, it's nice symmetry to have a person in the beginning and then a person walking out at the end.
Yeah, I thought about it.
I like the sun going down, so I can see that that has to be. So it's still it's still symmetrical, but then there's a punctuation mark at the end. An extra picture of,
I kind of like the blue ones being surrounded by the warm ones.
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, that works good.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, this has been a year of work.
Mhm.
Wow.
For putting up with me, for those of you who I threw things at, saying, what do you think of this? Because I had probably a dozen other images in it that came in and out, and how to, all kinds of things, and I thank you all for it.
Well done. Really good.
Very beautiful.
Best of luck.
So let's see what's next.
Oh, the missing slide.
I love this picture.
Yeah, I like this one too.
Do you like it better than any of the others? Like what should I replace?
I like it better than your favorite one, which is the blue. with the-
See, I can go
Yeah, I
back.
know.
I mean,
My little
I held off, but that because it's similar to that one.
Yeah, the middle right.
Or maybe
Yeah.
the next one. Yeah.
the middle right is what is the one that you keep wanting me to take out. It's my
No,
favorite.
The manhole cover?
no, maybe the one the
The undecided.
The middle row to the right, all the way to the right.
yeah.
This one is called Just a Little Worried.
Oh, right.
Then the far left one is similar. I mean, I'm looking at
Well, they all have eyes.
but it's blue. You've got blue. There you've got blue, blue.
Can you keep, add one and keep all of these?
Nope. Gotta
I-
take
I
one
think
out.
the
Keep
red
all of
one
these, because I really
is an
like these.
outlier.
I think these go together very nicely.
You could just do it again next year. Start with one, number one. Yes, I like what you have.
Yeah, I think I do too. Sorry, Nancy.
So you said what?
I think I like the ones that I have. This one, it looks so dirty and I don't know, it just isn't.
It's more
obscure.
complicated. It's too.
It's more
The
complicated. I mean, I
scale
love it.
is different.
I'll probably work on it for a long time, but I think I'm gonna keep it just the way it is.
And that works. This one
If-
is a combination of your two styles. The one with the hardware, like with
Uh-huh.
plus the kind of amorphous ones that you have. So it really is
Mhm.
like a hybrid of those two.
Mhm.
If the hardware were such that the door handles were each side pointing up, you'd have handlebar mustache.
Except that's the mouth, see? Not everybody sees what I see. Okay, let's move on. Northern Ice.
Northern Ice. I traveled to Canada to see the Northern Lights, but was disappointed. Disappointment turned to astonishment. However, when I looked down instead of up, locked in the ice of a winter road, which becomes Goose Creek in summer, is a hidden world. Bare patches in the snow revealed a display of abstract art beneath the surface. Words alone fail, so my intent is to share this unexpected beauty through photographs.
I'm having a hard time with the font.
What
Yeah.
is-
Yeah, it's okay for the title, but to read it in the body of the paragraph, it's challenging.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, what is the font, Jennifer? It's beautiful.
I don't remember the name of it now. I liked the original font that I had, but it was all caps. And
Ah,
Oh, I
this
remember now.
one has caps and lowercase, but it's more difficult to read.
mhm.
Did this one come in something that wasn't as bold? Did it have multiple?
I can
choice?
go back and look, except that
I see in terms of the, what is it, kerning? If you look at the word lights, how the bottom of the G is missing because the spacing between the lines is crowded enough to where it starts clipping the letters.
huh?
Yeah, it's at
Is
the
that it,
bottom.
or do they all end because like the P's are the
Yeah,
same
look at-
way?
Yeah, look at the bottom line.
Beauty. The Y in beauty is right at the same level. It's like they don't want to go below that level.
Yeah, but I think that that's part of how the font is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I can go back and look at fonts, but
I'm looking at the G in lights and it looks like there's just a slight curve at the lower right bottom of the G as though there might be something more there.
And
I
they're
don't
saying,
think there is.
but look at the bottom. There's
Yeah, there's a
no,
G on the bottom line.
the G in the bottom line is exactly the same as the G up above.
Right.
So it's not being cut off by the spacing.
No, I agree.
It's just the font is kind of funky.
Right. Yeah. A way to prove it to yourself is if you adjust the kerning and it changes, say, what appears with those letters or not. If you change the kerning and there's no change, it's not kerning, it's the other term for spacing between the lines.
But that's why the bottom one has plenty of space. So nothing is, I mean, it's the same. I don't think it's the spacing at all.
I don't either.
I think,
Well-
Jennifer, what would make it easier to read is if you divided each sentence into paragraphs so that you had space in between and it could be a little smaller.
Yes, I would have to make it smaller to do that, but yeah, that is something worth trying.
Leading.
That would help, but honestly, I think you just should find a simpler font.
Yeah,
I do too.
that's probably true.
I think they call this a display font. And you don't typically use display fonts in the body text.
Mhm. Okay. All right.
Definitely keep it.
Duly noted, and we can go on. I will work on that. I think.
Northern Ice, 2 of 12. Okay. Goose Creek, used as a road in winter, appears to be a snowy expanse with occasional dark patches of exposed ice.
Well, now we're seeing the two sets, although before when we looked at them, we didn't see them. So I don't know if that needs to be worked on, Steve.
I'm sorry, what did we not see before?
Remember when we looked at these, when we were trying to get rid of that first set of numbers in front? And they didn't show up when, looking at it.
Oh, I see. 2 of 12, Northern Ice, 2 of 12.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't want that.
up against-
that's right, but it wasn't showing up when we looked at it
Yeah,
in the was the first one like that too?
Go back one, Bill.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
One
Okay,
of 12,
Worked
northern
on that
lights,
for
one of
like hours and thought it
Jen-
was okay. but it's
Jennifer,
not. Yeah,
Jennifer, I will go into the image competition manager because that is what, when the judges look at this, that's what they'll see. And I will see if I can edit it so that the first set of brackets does not appear.
okay,
You do
okay,
it
and let me know, and,
Right.
oh, man.
when we were
I'm
doing it from like the, you know, the what the reviewers see, you know, when we were reviewing and you click on each one, it doesn't show. And that's why we thought, you know, like when you're gonna do a like at a competition. So it-
Yeah. Yeah, well, Nancy found weird, I had instead of a lowercase o, I had a 0 in one place, and we
Oh.
thought that that might be, I couldn't, after she pointed it out, I could see it, but
I think
really
as I
got
mentioned
quite an
before, Jennifer, I had
Hmm?
exactly the same problem on my first portfolio.
Uh-huh,
And and that was because I had created the titles after I had uploaded my images. And so then I read the instructions, well, watched the video that Doug Stinson produces, and he recommended just making your image title your title. In other words, your file name, your title. And so I did that, and it worked.
no, I'm not sure exactly what you mean here. Make what the
So
title?
your image has a file name, and normally you upload, and then you create your title with
Oh, I see, you mean change
change the actual file name of the image.
to
I
the
created a
title.
whole folder just with all those images, with the file name being the title, and it worked perfectly.
Okay, okay,
It's worth a
wow,
try.
There's another way of doing it. You can include your titles in your EXIF information. And when you upload it, if it finds the title, it's not the title field, it's a headline or it's I'm trying to remember which field it is. If you have the title in that field, the upload process finds the title. And that way it allows you to have file names different than the titles.
I just created a folder with the images with new file names, and the file names are the titles.
I would do
And
that.
that's where I upload. And when
yeah,
you
that's what you uploaded, okay.
upload those images, it just all falls into place perfectly. All
Do
in
that.
the right order, everything.
Okay, now this one doesn't show a oh, it just disappeared, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, I can try that. That might. Oh, man. Nobody else though,
Mm-mm.
except Bill, you said the first time you did it
Look
did.
just like yours. I had the 2 of 12 in the beginning and then 2 of 12 in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
On closer inspection, these icy patches are seen to be frozen deep pools in the creek with various structures below the surface.
Nice. Very nice.
Mhm.
I love the boots in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really gives
Yeah.
it scale, makes it look
Yeah,
big.
exactly.
Okay, next one.
The ice appears divided into geometric shapes or compartments, each one different.
Fascinating.
I love it. abstract ice art.
Yes. Okay.
Mm.
The compartment walls are cracks in the ice that are filled with snow.
Oh.
That's just a beautiful abstract
It
Yeah.
is.
right
Mhm.
there. Not even knowing what it is, it's just beautiful.
Mhm.
I'd love to run the portfolio by Tricia for her to come up with, do you see what I see?
Yeah. Well, we get to that actually, very toward the end.
Some of the major cracks have associated feather-like structures.
I love this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too.
I see.
Although it makes me think of graves,
Right?
of the winding sheet
Shrouds.
Oh,
shrouds.
Oh.
Yeah, shrouds.
wow.
But in a beautiful way. It's really very beautiful.
Some compartments contain frozen methane bubbles. Organic matter at the bottom of the creek decays, releasing methane gas, which freezes along with the creek.
Fascinating.
Yeah, that was especially, I was so happy it was a bright, shiny day because you see the shadows of the bubbles
Yeah.
on the lower ones.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's cool.
So Janet Gelfman used to say this thing called edge patrol. And I don't know, I know this is the natural way that it looks, but I would go around and take all the white stuff off the edges and like in that dark spot up at the top right.
Bottom left.
Bottom left, yeah, too, not so much, but the top right, there's a white spot and then a blue spot that I just cloned those so it was uniform. But you may
Yeah.
want the natural.
I thought I did some, but on this, but I didn't get everything.
It's just incredible how distinct the compartments are.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was a really strange part of it.
And some are, the different colors even, just-
Yes, yeah, they look so different from one to the next, and
Mhm.
it's the same creek. I don't know how it does that. Okay.
As the creek freezes from the top down, bubbles are trapped at deeper and deeper levels, often in stacks.
This is phenomenal.
This really is.
Really, really
You find
interesting.
out all this
Really
stuff.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, the 3 dimensions. Nice.
Yeah, I agree. That's really nice.
They just keep getting more and more incredible.
We're going to other planets now.
Okay.
Sometimes jumbles of structures invite the mind to indulge in pareidolia. Do you see the bird? I see a pterodactyl.
I do too.
That's sort of a bird, a proto bird anyway.
How about the snowman? Or is it an alien? The next storm will cover the creek again, and the casual winter road user will have no idea what lies below. And when spring comes, this ephemeral art will melt away.
I like that.
I
Great
love
ending.
that
Yeah.
ending. It's really good. spectacular.
Yep.
There's a lot of competition this year, one right after the other. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so many, they're so
inspiring.
different. I just love how different they are from each
I
other.
They
know.
are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, just totally different.
Okay.
Let's see the overview. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
And your choice of background for the first one and the last one are really beautiful.
Well, I love that shade of blue background. That works
Yeah.
Yeah.
exceptionally well.
Yeah, I wanted to try to evoke that, the
You like-
coldness of it.
And the compartments.
And the compartments. Wow. Yeah, that more than made up for the
No
northern
Northern Lights.
were less than spectacular. It was much more fun watching the Northern Lights here because it wasn't cold.
Not so far.
I'm getting cold looking at this.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, so I have some things to work on, particularly that font. Thank you, everybody, for your input.
Really well done. Oh boy.
Okay, how do I pronounce it? Is it Kuikuru?
I'll read it.
Okay.
Or you think I'd prefer to, but actually, I wish Stephanie was here because I think I've been pronouncing it wrong. I think it's Hui Kuro dancers, and there may even be a click in it, but judges won't need that.
That is spelling of the first line with Hui Kuro.
Ah,
Oh, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Good catch, Liz.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I can
And
see it.
At the moment, I can't remember which is correct. Okay. The Kuikuro of the Xingu Indigenous Park in the Brazil Amazon take great pride in their costumes and body painting for dancing in rituals and celebrations. Traditions have been passed down for at least 1,000 years. They celebrate for themselves and the community with gravity and solemnity, as well as much laughter and gaiety. They are working hard to preserve their way of life and protect themselves from the external threats posed by climate change
Ellie.
and encroachment.
Ellen,
External.
Oh, yes.
External
Sorry.
threats posed by climate change and encroachment from the outside world. To accomplish this, they feel they need to connect with the global community. Spending a few days living in their midst provided great photographic opportunities, as well as a chance to be in another world. My intent is to share this experience with others.
Nice.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
your
I think
I
it,
have a question. Is it too many words? What was the word
how many
count?
words it was?
I don't know what this is, but what's the limit?
75,
75.
including the title.
I don't think it is including the title. I think the title has its own number.
It's including the title. Last time, one time you told me, and I looked it up and you're right. You were
Yeah.
right.
It's including the title.
It's including the title and how many
Yes.
words?
Yes. for
75.
Including.
I think there's a word I think you should change that's used from portfolio to portfolio and in too many places. I think the last sentence should be something like my desire, not my intent, because a statement of intent and that word gets repeated over and over.
Okay, how do other people feel? I mean, I use that because this is the statement of intent. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I used it in mine too. That's true. But
Good to use it. I mean, you shouldn't not use it because others of us have.
it seems to me that, I mean, they're asking for a statement of intent, and so they're expecting to see that word.
Right. And I mean, they don't have to see it, but it definitely fits to have it in there.
Yeah.
Well, synonyms for intent should work.
But like she likes it, she gets to use it.
Well, I'll think about that one.
Consider it.
You know, it's sort of a global comment on everyone's portfolios.
Yeah, well, because, but they're not intended to all be seen together, you know, I would think this is your portfolio that may go out in the world just by itself.
I mean, and things you want to avoid are things like, my hope is that you will see, because it's supposed to be a statement that's, you know, this is what you're going to see.
Right, I remember in that explanatory video, he said not to be tentative about it, just say what your intent
Yep.
is.
You don't want to hedge. You're getting right out front. My intent is to share this experience with others.
Now, when you count the words, and I wish
It's over.
if you count the words, it might be that you don't even want that sentence because you want to use the word somewhere else. So I would start with how many words it is, and then look and see if there's like anything that you could just scratch out. There's different ways of doing it, but
Yeah, right. So you're saying that that last sentence could be lost if I have too many
right.
words.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
6, 7. I mean, you gain, you know, you're losing 9 right there. So sometimes it works to take, rather than to a word here and there, is to lose something that is kind of redundant.
I'm getting a message that my internet is unstable, so if you lose me, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, I did a rough count, and at climate change, I hit 75,
Ooh.
Okay.
give or take 2 or 3 words.
So I would say spend your time. Let's look at the other things so we can give you good feedback, because this, you're going to have some rework. And if you like
Well, I shorten it.
on that,
But I do have a question. How does the background work for this?
I like it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
that's
beautiful.
right.
I'm
Yeah.
liking it a lot.
I like it too.
Yep, same here.
Kind of
And they
gives you a
actually-
sense of where we're headed.
It gives you a sense of where you're headed. Good way to put it.
And it's
and they
soft enough to where it doesn't distract from
Right.
reading it.
Reading.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Now-
because the
Very
bold font works with the background, enough contrast.
Mm-hmm.
It's where we're headed. You might also look at it flipped, because we're headed to the right.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, true. I could
Yeah.
easily.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. Oops.
Ooh, nice.
Kuro men of the Upper Xingu region of Brazil's Amazon dance in the Turawanya ritual, the fish festival.
Beautiful colors.
Yeah,
Great starting image.
Yeah.
Great.
sharp as it can be.
Very strong.
Yeah. And if the first one is reversed, you're just flowing with them.
Yeah.
Another strong one.
The juice from the peel of the grated jenipapo oxidizes in contact with air, turning black. This and charcoal is used for the black paint in body painting.
Super portrait expression and
Just go,
his costume.
Is that a question?
I was just thinking, just plurals agreeing, this and charcoal is used.
Yeah.
I mean, it is separated by the commas, but it seems like it should be are used.
Yeah.
Because it's two different things, and they are used for the black paint and body painting.
Could you just say charcoal is used?
No,
And
but
that-
she's adding another thing.
Oh,
This, the juice from the peel, that was what the
Yeah.
whole first sentence was
Yeah,
about.
right.
So that the juice and the charcoal are used.
Are used?
Are
Yeah.
used.
This and charcoal are both used.
Yeah. Then I'll probably go over my word count on this one.
Yeah, I think it's enough to say this and charcoal are used.
And if you're having problems with character count, you could lose both of the commas. If you have to change it to R, if you were at the
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
All celebrants wear a white snail shell necklace. These continue to play a key role in the traditional system of exchanges and payments in the Upper Xingu.
Wonderful.
You know, these portraits are
Right.
stunning.
Well, I really love this one. This is great.
Yeah.
They belong in a book.
they do.
This one already won a first place by itself, I believe.
It's so interesting because you expect them to hang down and they don't. And then you look why and you go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yikes. I guess they wouldn't.
Yikes.
Dancers represent wildlife and spirits of the forest. This grass costume, is that of a bird.
Mm.
The of a bird.
No, she
it's
got it.
that. I got, yeah.
Oh. You're
And
killing
that's
us.
wonderful expression on his
Yeah.
face.
Yeah.
Mm.
The red
Like one of
coloring,
the Three Stooges.
Mo?
the red coloring used for hair and body painting comes from ground annatto seeds mixed with piquet oil.
It must take them forever just to make the pigments to paint themselves, let alone the actual painting.
Did you mask to make it to get a black background?
Yes.
Very
You see
well
it.
done.
Yeah.
Very well done.
I love this one.
The red and yellow feathers for the earrings and the yellow feathers for the armbands are from the red-breasted toucan.
I would put a comma after bands. Armbands, comma.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
The black feathers come from the bare-faced curassow, which is a step away from being listed as endangered.
Nice touch of the leaves.
What's that?
I like how the
Okay.
leaves are touching his body.
They're on his body.
They're on his body. Well, I like it.
Minor point. The thing coming up from the ear on the left side of the head or right side of the screen, it almost looks like it's floating on its head. Might you slightly burn in that part?
Yeah, lighten
That's a
the,
good idea. I can see it's black, but if you could put a little,
Dodge.
yeah, a little bit of a dodge there. Also, the little part on the right-hand side, bottom corner,
Oh, yeah.
that sort of bugs me. Oh, man.
The keeper of the beat uses a hollow bamboo stick.
Another good one. I like you can't see his eyes because then your eyes drawn to the interesting painting.
Yeah.
So he looks like he's concentrating.
Yeah. Great.
And is he behind that tree?
Yes.
Okay.
This chief wears the crown of the ceremonial headdress with black toucan feathers at the base, successively overlapping rows of yellow and red toucan feathers on the side. I see that. Base, not based.
Have you mentioned what the necklace is made of?
Yeah, white snail shells.
Okay, sorry. I missed-
So it's base, comma?
No.
What is?
Oh, I'm doing at the base.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. There's something wrong there.
I think if you just take out the D, you're good.
Yeah.
At the base.
With black toucan feathers at the base, successively overlapping, blah, blah. Rows of yellow and red toucan feathers. That works.
Right, okay.
Just take the D out.
Then do you need a comma?
I think it was really and. So I got this from an archaeological thing and changed it a bit, but I think
Check your count.
oh well it's under the
Okay.
the number for titles, whatever that is.
It's limited to 200 characters due to the software. When it's displayed, if it's longer than 200 characters, it gets truncated.
Yeah, no, I think Nancy's saying that if I add the word and, it might have too many letters.
And I don't think you need it.
Well, if it's and, you could use an ampersand.
Oh, yellow and red toucan feathers? Or what? Where would you want an and?
At the base, and she said it should be at the base space AND successfully. Nope.
Because on the side there are successively overlapping rows of yellow and red. Oh, they're all overlapping everywhere. And I think I need to think about it and reword it a bit.
Okay.
What about the earring on that one though? Should I lighten that?
No, I can see the edges of it.
I can see it fine.
Okay.
And if you need the characters, you do have and, so you can use an
Yeah.
if you need to. Wow.
Wow.
This is great.
Yeah, this is really wonderful.
And I think it is O, not U. So you just need to change the
Mhm.
first, the title, the first one.
And there might have been some in one of the titles might have had a U. I'm not sure, but go through.
The image sequence has worked out very nicely so that images on the left side look inward, right side look inwards, and the bottom middle is centered.
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Perfect.
It wasn't
Great.
accident.
Yeah.
Flips to make it work.
And the color is really perfect.
Yeah, the colors really nice.
Are there
Uh,
also pictures of women?
I have,
could do a whole other sequence, just portfolio of women. I mean, I thought about it, but the women are very different, and to include them, I'd have to talk about the different roles of the men and women, and I just didn't want to do it all in the same portfolio.
Next
Yeah,
year,
you can do the women next year because
Yeah,
they are beautiful. Their body painting is just amazing. But this is
And their kids
together really well.
Just I'm asking the last image, I changed it a little bit, but the coloring's a little different. He's
Yeah.
not quite as warm in color.
well,
Well,
I think
take-
it's because he's painted
compare it-
himself with that gray.
compared to the first image, first image looks a little unsaturated or slightly underexposed compared to the others.
The first one?
you mean
The first one,
The cover.
no, left, top left.
Oh, not to me.
I think the
All the
yellow.
other images, the yellow is very bright, but where is the yellow in the first image?
Uh,
Well,
Can I talk-
the
they're not,
feathers are
because-
much more yellow than the grass.
Yeah,
they're
and
not,
there doesn't happen to be anybody with one of those headdresses on in the first one.
yeah, I don't see any, yellow headdress.
Hey, Ellen,
Good look.
Yeah.
Good look.
your title in there, should that go over to the right a little bit so it's centered?
Yep. But do you think the last one should be a little warmer? I say it because that's the only one that was taken with the iPhone.
the bottom one on the right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It looks to me like his skin coloring is different.
Ah, you know, if you look at their, those shell, whatever, the necklace, you look at his is a bright white,
Yeah, yeah.
blue.
You know, I toned down most of them.
uh,
I didn't. Maybe I didn't tone that one down.
Found it to be like the guy above him.
Yeah.
It might be a white balance. You could
Yeah,
try changing the white balance or the temperature.
yeah, make it less blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it warmer,
Yeah.
a warmer color.
Yep. KUI-KURO. Wow, stunning.
Yeah.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Oh, is this Stephanie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is Stephanie's.
Okay, I will read. Andean gems. I am fascinated by the diversity of Andean hummingbirds. Their world is one of lush forests, colorful flowers, and iridescent plumage, but they are threatened by their diminishing habitat. With wing speeds frozen to a millisecond, my intent is to inspire appreciation and show the importance of preserving these Andean gems and their habitat.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, very
Looks
beautiful.
good.
Beautiful.
One thought might be, and it's just a suggestion just to think about, is to blur the background image. Because one of the comments I've heard Doug Stinson say is that you don't want it to look like you're trying to add an extra image.
Huh.
So if it's not real distinct.
Mm-hmm. One nice thing is that there are no hummingbirds in it, so
Yeah,
it's,
that's true.
it's,
And it is about hummingbirds.
The display font for Andean gems, it looks a little rough. I don't know if that is how the font is intended.
Well, but it's beautiful. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but it's like, I was like, oh. But
Okay.
I like how she center, oh, that's another thing that could be done on people you could look at. Rather than right justify or right left, this is center justified and it really looks nice.
One thing you can do to address the roughness of the Andean gems, the title, this is probably done with the Microsoft product, and so it comes out a little with not enough pixels. And so one thing you could do is just upscale it, use something like gigapixel to upscale this whole image and then bring it back to the right size. I did that with mine because I had just a little bit of jaggy effects on some of my text.
Yeah, it looks, the word I was looking for, it appeared low res to me.
Yeah, the jaggeds. That's one thing that could be done, just upscale it with gigapixel.
Next.
Okay, next.
The marvelous spatula tail, Latigesia mirabilis, only exists in the Utcubamba Valley in northern Peru from 6,900 to 9,500 feet. Fewer than 1,000 exist and are threatened by loss of habitat.
Just a stunning image.
Yep.
Oh, great photo.
Their tails look like flowers.
Yes.
I love the bee.
I know.
Wow.
The chestnut-breasted coronet, Boisson Matthewsi, is found in the eastern Andes between, inconsistency here, this is 5,200 as opposed to 5,200 in the previous slide. There was no comma in the numbers.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
1,000, yeah.
So I'll read it as though it's not there. Between 5,200 and, well, you can't really say.
Underneath 800.
That's 10,800.
Yeah.
800.
So maybe commas in the first one. I don't know. What's your thought on that?
I don't think that's going to be too noticeable by a judge.
No,
And
I
they don't
either.
read them out loud.
His habitat is threatened by deforestation and climate change.
Fabulous.
I think you need the commas, especially when you've got 5 numbers, 10,800. So
Yeah.
if there's commas
Yeah.
here, I would put commas in the previous one. Previous slide.
Yeah, 9,000. Yeah,
From 6,900 to 9,500 feet.
yeah.
Would you put a comma in the 1,000?
If you're going to do it for the others, yeah.
I
I
think
don't think you need it.
As long as
Needs it.
I think that's her decision. She'll hear this and decide if she needs the characters or consistency.
Exactly.
the Peruvian racket tail, Ocreatus peruanus, is found in southern Ecuador and Peru between 5,200 and 7,200 feet. Their habitat is threatened by deforestation and climate change. Redundant?
Yeah.
she is doing here is telling you what she said in her intent, which I believe was to talk about things where things are threatened.
Yeah, and where's the?
I would
don't see
just reword
redundancy.
it. I'm sorry. Bill, I interrupted you. What did
I
you say?
said, I don't see redundancy. Deforestation and climate change are completely different.
Oh,
No,
from
but
the,
that phrase was used in a prior image.
Ah,
And so their habitat is threatened by deforestation and climate change. And then again, in the next image or the previous image, I'm not sure. Yeah, their habitat is threatened.
right.
Now,
It's exactly the same sentence.
that may be,
That's for emphasis, maybe.
You'll see it
and so
throughout.
what she could do is say, deforestation and climate change also threaten,
Yes.
this
Yeah.
species habitat.
Yeah.
I
just-
think you'll find it in a lot of them, so.
Yeah, but switch it up a little bit so it's not always exactly the same.
Gould's jewel front, Heliodoxa orescens, is found in Ecuador, Peru, and northern Brazil from 820 to 4,000 feet. The habitat is threatened by deforestation and climate change.
Yeah, I think it may be the point she wants to just go over and over and over again.
Right. For emphasis.
Yes.
She could say again, their habitat is threatened.
Yeah.
Is again threatened, and you know what it's threatened by already, so you wouldn't need that part.
mm-hmm.
Oh,
The Buffy helmet crest. I've got a question on these namings. You notice where there's two words in the bird name, the first word is capitalized, but the second word isn't? Is that?
It's
Supposed to be
because
like
it's a
that.
person's name, which they are getting rid of now, but it's what it is now.
The Buffy helmet crest, Oxypogon stoibeli, has a small range on an active volcano in Colombia. Fewer than 1,000 exist and are threatened by climate change and volcanic eruption. Threatened by climate change and volcanic eruption, fewer than 1,000 exist.
I'm just looking at switching it up a little bit. That image is just stunning.
Yeah,
Stunning.
really.
Beautiful color palette.
Beautiful bouquet.
Interesting plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Camouflage.
Yeah.
Blue sky in the eye.
The sword-billed hummingbird, N4C has specifically evolved to reach the nectar in trumpet-shaped flowers of the Andean highlands between 5,600 and 11,500 feet.
I wonder if their habitat is threatened by climate change and deforestation. Sorry, Stephanie. I couldn't resist.
Probably.
Couple things here. I'm not sure that's a trumpet shaped flower, because for a bill that long, it should be a tubular flower.
Yeah,
This
the
must be-
trumpet vine has really trumpet-shaped flowers. This is, it's a, you might say,
I don't think she's saying that this is a trumpet flower. She's saying that the bill is long so that it could access nectar from trumpet flowers.
Yeah, and that's not a trumpet.
Right, but she's not
shaped
saying
flower.
that it's a trumpet flower.
Right, but it looks
Kind of suggests
inappropriate.
it.
And anyway, that's my take on it. It's that it's sort of artificial. And then the
Yeah,
other thing is that the species, both the genus and the species throughout should be italicized.
Ah, if you can do that.
We can't get that.
Yeah, I don't think it'll do that. I agree that that's the way it's supposed to be, but in the club, what we've had to come to is a capitalized first word.
Yeah.
All
Well,
letters second.
that's correct, but
Yeah.
they should also be italicized. Oh, well.
Yeah, they should be. We've struggled with this for years, but the
Okay.
software doesn't allow us to use italics in the captions.
And she could do trumpet dash shaped.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
This one, really isn't shaped like a trumpet. Why not just leave it out? Nectar
Yeah.
and flowers.
Well, I think she's speaking to how long the beak is, although a good portion of that is tongue, but because the beak evolved to do that, even though that particular flower is not.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
But it does raise the question, and if it raises this much discussion among us, what's
Yeah.
it going to do with the judges?
Yeah, they often object if you talk about something that isn't in the picture.
Right.
It's a difficult thing because of the limitation of the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But the problem, I think, is that the wording says specifically evolved to reach
Yeah.
trumpet-shaped flowers, and then it doesn't show a trumpet-shaped flower. And so it's like a non sequitur.
Yeah.
So it could be more of a generalist hummingbird, even though it usually might use trumpet-shaped flowers. I mean, the preceding flowers were trumpet-shaped to, yeah, to some extent. So I mean, they all made sense. Here, there's no flower. See, there it makes sense again.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of flower this other one would have gotten, but it would be an even longer corolla to it.
Mm-hmm.
What are those, albutulins?
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
It's a pretty flower.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Golden-tailed sapphire, Chryseronia onion, is found in Ecuador, Colombia, and Peru between 1,300 and 3,900 feet. Its habitat is threatened by deforestation and climate change. Now, unless you can clearly see it's a male,
Maybe the color is a male.
could be.
Its habitat.
This image is the weakest so far for me because of all the spattering in the background. I don't know what that is, but it looks like dust spots. That's probably not what it is. But it bugs me. And then there's this little tiny yellow.
Yeah, it's
Bug.
not a nature image, it's pictorial rules. So that stuff can be cleaned up.
Yeah, it could all be cleaned up and it would make the image much stronger. But although the light is not really on the front of the bird either.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
the flower is much more prominent in lighting.
And the wings and the tail. And then that little bug on the right, which I love.
What it does do, though, is show how small these birds are compared to flowers.
Yeah, so maybe just clean it up and lighten up the front of the bird a little bit.
Can you flip it and show the title again?
Yeah.
So instead of the redundant threatened by deforestation and climate change, something about the diminutive size of some phrasing along that line would make it more interesting.
I
Well,
think so
you
too.
don't know if that's the case. It could be a perspective difference. And like if this were a wide angle lens taken adjacent to the flower, then it's going to make the flower look bigger relative to the bird. So
They're both in pretty good focus, so
yeah, but with a wide angle lens, they'd be anyway.
yeah.
You'd have to get pretty close to
But
it.
everything behind is really blurred out.
On top
That's
of that
true.
flower.
I would tend to want to leave that gnat in there because it's about size as well.
Yeah,
But those spots are bad, so those have to be cleaned.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Then it
definitely.
might be more,
Well, there's a editing process called something separation, which would take out all the dots.
But also, I feel the elephant in the room here is the flower itself, which is what draws your attention and not the bird. And the purpose of this slide is the bird.
Yeah. I
Frequency
agree.
frequency separation.
I agree with Joan. The other images are so strong that this one just doesn't come up to the same level for me.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I think it could be dropped or maybe.
Replaced. I bet she's got,
Yeah.
she probably has a million more.
Wow.
Golden-tailed sapphire, Chrysuronia onon, is on full display.
No, in full
Oh,
display.
in full display.
In full display. Okay. Found in Ecuador, Colombia, and Peru, this habitat is threatened by deforestation and climate change.
So this is the same bird as the one previous.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Might be a good idea to just leave that other one out.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Yeah, this is a
the
great
use of-
image.
the use of the pronouns is kind of out of place, because what I think it should say is male golden-tailed sapphire, and then
His.
you don't have to infer the sex from a pronoun later. And still you could say its habitat.
You could say the habitat.
Yeah.
I like its.
It's, yeah.
Its habitat is threatened by deforestation and climate change.
And then you don't even have to, I mean, it is a male probably, but if you want to say that, it should be said at the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah, typically you'd say a male dog, not a dog that has a blue spot and his tongue is red, you know? Something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
The prior shot,
Nice.
briefly, I was kind of looking at the eyes and wondering if there's catchlight on the right,
a little bit
but
on
the left eye is a little lost. I don't know if something
might
can
be
be
able
done.
to be lightened a little bit. Brightened.
Dodge the eye slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Yeah, that's just lovely.
But we ruin it if we have her take one of them out.
One out, right?
I think she's probably got another one she could put in.
Yeah, yeah.
I think someone's suggestion earlier about blurring the background though is a good one because the background very cluttery here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. It could be blurred just a little more.
Yeah, I think this is more blurry than the first one.
Yeah. But
Also, it's
um,
brighter
could be
and the
Um,
images are darker. So if it makes it stand out more because it's brighter. Maybe if it was darkened a little bit.
I
Yeah.
think, you know, they're not supposed to judge this overview image.
Right.
But when I watched the recording of the judging of mine last year, a lot was said about my overview image.
Yep.
Because saturation in hummingbirds, the brightness is a very important point. The upper left image and the middle right, if you're going to say consistency in the overview image, you want the saturation to pop in key places in all the images. Even if it's subtle, the middle right, the breast, there's a purple line coming down from the beak. And this is not nature. You can make these subtle changes.
So in a nature one, you can't make any changes, or
Right.
you should be able to crop though, right?
Yes,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can
Yeah.
crop. But you can't clone or heal or
And
like,
could
unless
you-
it's dust spots. You can take out dust spots.
and how about vibrance and saturation?
Right.
Yeah,
Has to
But
look
this,
natural.
any changes must appear natural. So you can do different things. You can even use like an HDR kind of thing to bring up detail in that. But you
but
can't
this
own
this
it.
conforms to pictorial, so
I
you
know, but
can,
Joan was wanting to know, so because she may want to put something into a,
right.
Yeah,
Well,
so I
I'm
was just asking
suggest,
for information purposes.
yeah,
right. Well, I was just
if it's natural.
expanding for the author of this image to can add little bit of pop of saturation to make all of these thumbnails pop consistently instead of
But they have
having
to be,
dull and bright.
they have to be exactly the same as the images. They can't be
Right.
different.
Right.
So you do it for the
So-
image.
So if looking at it that way, you can also consider that on the other images because it is pictorial.
Yep. You can.
I think it would make the whole portfolio pop more.
Yep.
You expect to see saturation pop in hummingbirds.
Now she has basically Thursday, Friday, 3 days. And so I'm looking at
I
expediency and we don't know when
Yeah,
she'll see this.
right. We can. I purposely put that date to give a little wiggle room
Push.
because I don't have to upload until the 31st.
Shouldn't have told everybody that, Steve.
He just did.
Okay, so we have till the 31st, or till the 30th, Steve? You upload on the 31st?
I can change the close date to the 30th.
Okay, midnight on the 30th.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
because
works.
yeah,
Yeah, if we just send out a note to everybody.
right. But I purposely do it about a week early to bring it to the surface who needs some attention.
Yep.
We all need a little attention.
It's the little things.
Was that the last one?
That's the last one.
That's the last one.
All right,
This has
gang.
been a very enjoyable and informative evening.
I
Yes.
agree. It's been wonderful.
Gorgeous, gorgeous portfolio.
I
So
know, I'm
need to
like,
be the judge.
we're
and-
gonna sweep it again, I'm pretty sure.
Go
I don't
team
know.
SRPS.
Go team SRPS.
Yep.
How many
Bye,
awards do they
everybody.
Okay,
Good night.
bye-bye.
Good night.
Right.